Fridays, one of the top 7 days of the week. If you had to rank them 1 through 7, you got to put Friday in the top 7. You got it. It's Friday, the 9th day of December 2022. I am Dan Kuntz. It's a 5-star Friday. We always give you a 5-star show on Fridays, or double your television viewing pleasure back, and we're going to do our best to hold up our end of the bargain. For your end of the bargain, it's pretty simple. You just watch. Are you ready for some snow? Big time snow? National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning. That's the most dire of the three. You got the winter storm advisory. We're keeping an eye on it. Winter storm watch. Pretty sure we're going to be in for some snow. Winter storm warning is the most serious of the situations. The computer models are all in agreement. We are going to get some snow, perhaps a lot of it. Going to start coming down about sunset today, right around 4:30. By 8 o'clock, it's going to come down at a pretty good clip. They say it could come down at the rate of 1 inch an hour. That is a lot of snow. And by the time this system exits the area tomorrow afternoon for the Wenatchee Valley, anywhere from 6 to 10 inches of snow, depending on where you live. The upper elevations, Waterville, Mansfield, maybe Chelan, certainly up in the Omak, Okanagan area, you're talking 10 to 15 inches of snow. Significant snow event coming our way. Forecast details are coming up. So if you got to run errands and go out and do things, do it today, because getting around town in the Wenatchee Valley in north central Washington tomorrow morning, and tomorrow afternoon for that matter, could be problematic, to say the least. And for you folks traveling in the mountain passes, the scenario is we got cold air trapped in the Wenatchee Valley, warm air coming up from the southwest. These two are going to collide. Down comes the snow. Normally, Stevens gets the heavier amount of snowfall when this kind of event happens, but that's not going to be the case. It's actually going to be I-90. Snoqualmie Pass is going to get more snow than Stevens during this snow period. They're going to get about a foot of snow at least, perhaps more. So Snoqualmie Pass is going to get the brunt of the snow with this system that's coming in. Again, all those details are coming up, and there's a lot of news, and there's a lot of sports. A lot of prep games scheduled tonight and tomorrow. We will see. Mother Nature will have the final say in that. It's not so much getting there this afternoon. It's going home after the games tonight in the brunt of the snowstorm. We will see. We'll keep a very close eye on the prep schedule throughout the course of the day today, but I would not be surprised at all if we saw postponements or cancellations. And just to get you in the winter mood, we're going to replay the interview I did with Allie Shank of the Wenatchee Apple Sox, because, hey, anytime you can talk baseball in the middle of December, I am all for that. I got to get my baseball Jones in between now and March. It is 3 minutes after the hour. Let's see what we got from Localtel's Sky-Fi division. That is the brand new camera next to the cross on the Wenatchee Heights. Uriah and I were talking that I don't think that's snow, because it's not snowing right now. I think that's just fog. Now, this is a really, really high-quality lens on a really nice camera, and I honestly think that's actually just really thick fog. I don't know, but we can't see anything. Somewhere down there is the Wenatchee Valley. I don't know what that is that you see on this. It's like being inside a washing machine, I suppose. Let's head up to number 1 Canyon. Head on over to the east. As you can see, it's still dark. Sun's not going to come up for another half an hour. Sunrise, 7:36. Again, sunset, 4:10. Sunset doesn't change. Sunrise is a little bit later. 8 hours and 34 minutes of daylight. That's up number 1 Canyon, looking towards East Wenatchee. That red sliver that you see is 5th Street, running pretty much all the way from the very top of number 1 Canyon all the way down to the Columbia River. Good morning to the valley on the west side. Up to Manson we go, to the water tower. Not a lot to see there. Most of the darkness that you see there is the lake itself, but that is Manson. You're going to get some snow. Let me see. Manson right now, you are at 23 degrees. We are the cold spot, pretty much. We are at 16. Nobody else is at 16. Nobody else is colder than 16 in our viewing area. Again, that's a good recipe for quite a bit of snow. Billy Goat, what do we have up there? See, the sun's just now starting to come up. Now, Billy Goat, of course, is an extremely high camera. It's well over a mile above sea level, and that is that, look at the clouds. It's like being in an airplane. You get above the cloud deck and you can see forever. That is Billy Goat. Somewhere down there is Pateros and Bridgeport and Brewster and Omak and Okanagan. As the sun begins to come up there, you guys are in for some snow too up there. Everybody is in for some snow. Who's kidding who? More snow coming. Again, just to reiterate, winter storm warning begins at 4 o'clock this afternoon, goes until 7 tomorrow night, and the brunt of this snow is going to be right here in central Washington, in the Wenatchee Valley, Leavenworth. Everybody within our viewing area is going to get snow, and most of it will be concentrated right here where we're sitting. 6 to 10 inches of snow when it's all said and done. 6 is the minimum. We could even get, in the Wenatchee Valley, we could get 8 or 9 inches of snow with this snow event. And again, it's expected to fall at the rate of about an inch an hour overnight tonight. Starting at about 8:39-ish or so, it's really going to come down. It's going to snow pretty hard until about 6 or so tomorrow morning before it begins to taper back off. And again, Snoqualmie Pass, as far as the passes are concerned, is going to get a lot of snow. Not so much on Stevens and Blewett, but plenty of snow for everybody. Apple Valley Honda is proud to sponsor your weather forecast, and it comes courtesy of our friends at the National Weather Service. As I mentioned, it's going to snow later on today, right? I think I did. Again, the snow event's going to begin right around 4 o'clock. Heavy snow at times overnight tonight. Now, we're going to get up to 26, and look at that. Look at the overnight low. Wait a minute. You say, wait a minute, the high is going to be 26 and the low 28. Well, what's going to happen here is as this warm, moist air comes in, it's going to warm us up a little bit. So actually, in the evening hours, we're not going to get colder. We're going to get a little bit warmer. But this is a bad mix for snow. A lot of snow overnight tonight, right on into Saturday. Snow level is going to hover right around, well, it's going to be at our level. It's going to pick up a little bit in elevation on Saturday, but not much. So still a little bit of residual snow until about noon on Saturday. Then a little bit of a warm-up with this warm air coming in, but really not that much. And then we dry out. A little bit of light snow possible Saturday, not really in the forecast. Sunday all the way to 38, so some snow melt. And then they are saying we are in for some cold Arctic air. That's going to start seeping down. So if you don't like the snow, you're going to want as much snow as possible to melt during the mild hours on Sunday before we get cold again, and we're going to go right back to well below normal temperatures, lots of sunshine, dry conditions. So again, we'll keep a very close eye on this forecast. The National Weather Service will update this forecast at about 9:30 this morning. If it changes, we will let you know via social media. Just be ready for some snow. Don't say we didn't warn you. 7 minutes after the hour, 1 minute break, and then your Friday morning headlines. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Are you caught in a conflict with a family member, in the workplace, or with a neighbor or business? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on topics like conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us at 509-888-0957 or www.wvdrc.org to learn more.
While it may be hard to resist those big brown eyes and pleading face, many people aren't aware that people food can be dangerous to pets. And it's not just because of the added weight gain. Some foods are downright dangerous, including chocolate. For a detailed list of dangerous foods, go online to pawsandclawsvh.com. If you suspect your pet has eaten something dangerous, please call Dr. Shauna Baez and her staff at 888-PAWS, as your pet's health is important to us.
$16 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley, a gradual warm-up, and then the snow. Winter storm warning goes into effect at 4 o'clock this afternoon, lasts until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. For the Wenatchee Valley, at least 5 or 6 inches of snow. Some locations, like say up in the Badger Mountain area and the East Wenatchee Bench, you could get up to 10 inches of snow. Waterville even more. We are in for some significant snow overnight tonight into Saturday morning. It's 9 minutes after the hour. A Royal City woman was killed in a 2-car accident yesterday afternoon on Highway 26. This was 9 miles east of Royal City. The Washington State Patrol reports that about 2:15, 71-year-old Catherine F. Cannelly was driving a 2018 Toyota Prius hatchback westbound near milepost 27 when she lost control, slid into the eastbound lane, and her Prius struck an eastbound 2004 Cadillac SRX that was being driven by 23-year-old Cassandra Espinosa Mendoza. She's also of Royal City. Cannelly was pronounced dead at the scene. Mendoza was transported to an area hospital with undisclosed injuries. Both automobiles were totaled in the accident. Wenatchee police are still searching for a suspect in a November jewelry heist at the Wenatchee J.C. Penney department store. Wenatchee Police Department Captain Edgar Reinfeld said back on November 16th, they think that the suspect hid in an area being used for storage until after the store closed and then broke into 2 jewelry cases and stole an undisclosed amount of jewelry. A motion sensor inside the store at Penny's triggered an alarm shortly after midnight, and the alarm company then alerted the police, who arrived just a few minutes later, but by that time, apparently the suspect had already left through an emergency exit. Now, the store on this particular night closed at 9 in the evening. Police are not releasing a dollar value on the jewelry that was stolen, but the case is being treated as first-degree theft, which means it has to be at least $5,000 in jewelry. The 2 men charged in that fatal drive-by shooting in Wenatchee this year will not go on trial until next year. On Wednesday, a Chelan County judge set the trial date in February for Benito Eduardo Licia, who was charged with second-degree murder in the death of 21-year-old David Lomeli Vasquez back in April. Licia's co-defendant, Andrew Francis Morrow, he will face trial 2 months later. The 2 men are accused of carrying out the shooting that killed Vasquez in the 800 block of South Midhouse Street and then fleeing from police only to be captured in East Wenatchee. Wenatchee police believe Morrow acted as both the driver and the gunman in the attack, which may have arisen from a dispute over a girlfriend. One person is jailed and another is, they're trying to find him. This is a strange story of the theft of a phone and credit cards from an accident scene where a woman was hit by a car on Monday. Authorities say after a 48-year-old pedestrian was struck in the crosswalk at Chelan and 9th Street, her phone and her credit cards were left behind in a snowbank while she was taken for medical treatment. Well, according to authorities, 41-year-old Margie Ruth Gorley of East Wenatchee and a male partner picked up the items, traveled from Wenatchee to Chelan, and used the credit cards to pay for drinks and a hotel room. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies arrested Gorley near her hotel, recovered the victim's stolen cards and ID, but they have not been able to locate the male suspect. Gorley faces possible charges of possessing stolen property, identity theft, and financial fraud. She is in jail, the Chelan County Jail, on a $10,000 bond. Big real estate deal. City of Wenatchee has acquired its largest ever piece of property in the Wenatchee foothills, more than doubling the size of the Saddle Rock Natural Area. The city, working in partnership with the Chelan Douglas Land Trust, purchased the 430 acres from the Neal and Volkman families for $373,000 using a local parks grant from the Washington Wildlife and Recreation Program. The Land Trust provided the match for the grant with a land donation of 16.5 acres and a cash contribution provided by Land Trust donors. The Land Trust said it has been working for more than 12 years to acquire the property. The purchase now provides a route between the Jacobson Preserve and Saddle Rock that does not require folks to trespass on private property. Mickey Fleming of the Land Trust said the purchase there was a real risk of the property being developed into 20-acre lots, and that would require what he called twisting, permanently scarring roads in the recreation area. Now that's not going to happen. Good news there. A federal judge has thrown out a set of counterclaims made by the former organizers of the Leavenworth Oktoberfest against the city of Leavenworth and its Chamber of Commerce. The city is suing Project Bayern, the nonprofit which ran the Oktoberfest event for more than 20 years, over its creation of an event called Leavenworth Oktoberfest, which was actually held in Wenatchee. Project Bayern filed counterclaims, accusing the city and its chamber of damaging its brand and reputation by organizing a competing Oktoberfest in Leavenworth. Well, on Wednesday, U.S. District Judge Thomas Rice threw out Project Bayern's legal claims, saying the organization had not filed proper notification of the counterclaims with the city and the chamber. The decision does not bar Project Bayern from reintroducing those claims in the future. The case, by the way, is set for federal trial in August. And finally, Cindy Essex died back in 2015. She was 46 years old until her death. The Moses Lake woman was the operations manager at Family Services of Grant County. After she died under medical care, her family sued Samaritan Healthcare, saying doctors there failed to identify the necrotizing fasciitis that killed her. That is a flesh-eating bacteria. A Grant County judge dismissed the suit in part because the doctors who treated Essex were contract physicians. They were not directly employed by Samaritan Healthcare. Well, attorneys went to the State Court of Appeals on Wednesday to ask that case be reinstated.
To put this discussion in perspective, I think the court is confronted with a choice. Do we continue to look at hospital liability solely from the perspective of providers, or do we also consider the perspective of patients who are not parties to agreements between the providers as to how they structure their relationship, patients who do not know or have awareness of the terms of that relationship as has been structured by the providers, and patients who come to the emergency room in varying levels of pain or consciousness, because that's the nature of emergency care.
It seems to me that whether or not we're going to somehow change theories or expand theories of liability that a hospital has, that's a question of policy. That's one of the main things we've got to be looking at, is a question of policy. And as you say, if it's not broken, don't fix it. I think everyone's aware that at least in central Washington, eastern Washington, we have issues with rural hospitals and whether or not they're going to remain liquid. And at this point, from a policy perspective, I don't know how this change might affect the viability of these rural hospitals. Is that a legitimate concern?
Is that an appropriate concern for us as courts, that we don't want to bankrupt a certain kind of defendant, so we therefore?
I think that's very.
I mean, it's a great policy question, but I don't know legally. I think we're favoring certain entities because they might go bankrupt.
I think that when we decide the scope of the duty, there's Supreme Court authority this, that there's certain considerations, logic, common sense, and also policy as far as finding the scope of duty. So I think that policy, we have to be informed of the policy consequences of what we do. Obviously, the legislature makes policy, but if the legislature hasn't already spoken on an issue, then I think we have to be cognizant of what the ramifications of what we do are going to be.
And now you are an informed viewer on this Friday morning, and if you'd like to find out what the heck is going on in your neighborhood, if you live in the Wenatchee area, North Central Washington, we have a program that we're very proud of. It's the NCAA Life Evening News with Grant Olson and Eric Grandstrom, and with the preview of tonight's news, the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, Chelan County is awarded over $4 million in American Rescue Plan funds to area community groups and ag producers. We'll tell you more about that. More snow is likely by late today through tonight and on Saturday, as Dan has mentioned. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Grandstrom will have the latest results from last night's high school basketball action, as well as the latest in pro and college sports. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to.
Thank you, Grant. And if you have a news tip, you know where to find us. Log on and send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Go to our Facebook page, drop us a note via the Messenger app, or go to our homepage, ncwlife.com. You'll see the Contact Us icon at the top of the screen. Sports results when we come back, plus the Obscura Holiday. Today in history, some celebrity birthdays and opinion from my Mad Dog McNaughty, and Hot Stove League talk with Allie Shank of the Wenatchee Apple Sox. It's a busy Friday on the NCW Life channel. Hello, television family. Grab your cup of coffee each weekday morning and join me. I'm Dan Kuntz, the host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's everything you need to start your day. We're live and we're local at 7 a.m. every weekday on the NCW Life channel.
Welcome to Bubbly by Cake Chick, where friends come to relax and reconnect. Enjoy delicious lunches, decadent desserts, classic champagne, and bourbon tastings. Make every day an occasion when you join friends at Bubbly by Cake Chick on Riverside Drive in Wenatchee.
20 minutes after the hour, busy sports. Let's get right to it. There's a lot of results to get to and a lot of games that are scheduled to be played. We'll start with prep basketball last night. Ladies first, as always. Bateras knocked off Oroville in girls basketball 56-22. Brewster belted Liberty Bell 66-13. Chelan and Cascade canceled. The Kodiaks have some turnout issues this year. They can't field a full varsity squad. And Manson and Antioch also canceled. In boys play, Dylan J scored 30 points. Braden Boyd 20. Chelan over Cascade 80-55. This Chelan team is good. Keep an eye on them. Bateras down to Oroville 48-39. Brewster beat Liberty Bell 72-59. Manson and Antioch, again, they didn't get it going. On the Les Schwab Prep Wrestling scoreboard, Eastmont fell to Davis 51-30 last night. And the Wildcats were able to win by pin. They included Nico Wellborn, who pinned at 132, Dan Dixon at 160, and Ricardo Kalunga at 195. But again, Davis ended up winning that match. Ellensburg, no trouble with Ephrata last night on the mat, 60-37. And in girls, Davis topped Eastmont 46-16. Coming up this weekend on the wrestling schedule, a lot of this is weather related. Again, but you need to mention that again. Eastmont and Ephrata will be at a tournament in West Valley. Wenatchee wrestlers are supposed to head to Centralia tomorrow morning for a tournament. Moses Lake will be in Spokane today and tomorrow. It's the Inland Empire Invitational. Quincy is in Othello for their invite. The Moses Lake girls will gather with other teams to participate in the Warden Invitational. Girls basketball tonight. Again, all of these games are up to Mother Nature in many, many respects, but the schedule is this. Wenatchee's at West Valley at 5:45. Quincy hosts Omak. Ephrata takes on Wauwalook at 6. Cashmere at LaSalle. Waterville Mansfield hosting Tenasket. And Pateras visits Manson. Later at 7, we have Moses Lake. At Ellensburg boys basketball, pretty much the same schedule, just a little bit later on. Cascade hosts Connell at 6. Moses Lake takes on Ellensburg at 7. Omak visits Quincy at 7:15. 7:30. Wenatchee at West Valley. Ephrata at Wauwalook. Ephrata hosting Wauwalook. Cashmere's at LaSalle. Tenasket takes on Waterville Mansfield, and Pateras visits Manson. We are scheduled to broadcast girls basketball and boys basketball tomorrow. Doubleheader. Eastmont hosting Lake Stevens. But again, there is a lot of snow in the forecast. We will get an update later on today whether Lake Stevens is going to make the trip over the pass. Also scheduled tomorrow, as you see, Wenatchee at Cheney. Cashmere hosting Okanagan. Quincy at Lakeside, 9 Mile Falls. Moses Lake visits Davis. Omak hosts Manson, and Chelan visits Royal. The small schools on Saturday. Tenasket hosting Colville at 3 o'clock. Liberty out of Spangle will visit Brewster at 4. The later games have Elmira, Cooley, Hardline, and Lake Roosevelt, and Oroville hosting Republic. Look at the boys' schedule tomorrow, beginning with Lake Stevens and Eastmont at 4. If that game happens, we will have it for you here live. Wenatchee tips at Cheney at 5. Cashmere will host Okanagan at 5:15. Quincy gets going with Lakeside out of 9 Mile Falls at 6. Moses Lake faces Davis on the road. Manson will start at Omak, and Chelan faces Royal at 7:30. For the smaller schools tomorrow, again, all of this weather-related. Tenasket takes on Colville at 4:30. Brewster will host Liberty an hour later. At 7:30, Elmira, Cooley, Hardline at Lake Roosevelt. Republic visits Orville, and a big rivalry game tonight. I'll be tuned in. The 18th ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs hosting the Washington Huskies men's college basketball, the McCarthy Athletic Center, 6 o'clock. That game will be on KHQ. The Cougars will host UNLV Saturday at 1:30 on FS1. Eastern will play at North Dakota State tomorrow at 2 on ESPN3. The Eastern Washington women will host Tarleton tomorrow in Cheney at 2 o'clock. Haley Van Lith's Louisville Cardinals will play on national TV Sunday morning at 10 o'clock on ESPN. They'll visit Kentucky, and the Cougar ladies will play at Washington Sunday afternoon at 2. The Seattle Kraken have a couple of road games on the East Coast starting today. They'll be in our nation's capital to take on the Washington Capitals at 4 on Root Sports Northwest. Then they head south for Florida to take on the Panthers Sunday at 3 o'clock, also on Root Sports Northwest. The Wenatchee Wild will take on the toughest teams in the BCHL tonight and Sunday. Penticton is 24-0. They're in town tonight. 7:05 is when they drop the puck. They have outscored their opponents 94 goals so far this season. We'll see if Wenatchee can break that 24-game winning streak. Austin Drawdy dropped by the other day to tell me about the promotions for the fans for the games both tonight and Sunday.
Friday night will be Ugly Sweater Night against Penticton. We'll give away $500 with the partnership of Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning for that one. So make sure you wear the ugliest sweater you can find. We'll try to make the hockey a little bit prettier than the sweaters. And then Sunday night is the annual Teddy Bear Toss. We'll also have a canned food drive going in partnership with the Rotary Club here in Wenatchee. So as is the tradition, we'll score that first goal. You throw your stuffed toys on the ice, and those will go to the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive.
Head to WenatcheeWildHockey.com for your tickets. Some good games, good competition anyway this weekend at the Toyota Center. Seahawks will take on the Carolina Panthers in Seattle on Sunday. Carolina's having a tough season record-wise, but they're sticking to their tough ground game, and that's something Seattle has struggled with, as you know. We have a hard time stopping the run. Defensive coordinator Clint Hurt says it's about being consistent.
Sometimes it's scheme. The other time, the vast majority of the time when you're playing the run game, the challenge is doing right play after play. And it's never easy. It's the grind it out, putting your hands on people, knocking back, what is my assignment, where, the gap I need to be in, guys playing off of each other, whether it's a linebacker, a safety, or a corner that's to fit in on the edge of doing it. And it's repetitive when you have to do that. It's a challenge to do that, but you have to do it play after play after play. Where you get the benefit is when you stop it early and you see, 20 carries a game, you're fine. But when teams start getting in 28, 30, 32, 34, 36 carries a game, those things can be challenging to fit correctly play after play after play. But it has to get done because that's what we've been seeing. We will continue to see. I believe Carolina's got roughly almost 100 carries in the last 2 games. So, credit to them. And it's a challenge to us that we need, that we need to see, and we got to be better at and be prepared for, which we will. We started that today. So, but that's the stuff with the run game that comes with it. That's why Pete loves it, because truth be told, it's you challenge people when you do that.
Tariq Woolen, the great rookie, has been a real good bright spot in Seattle's defensive backfield. 6 interceptions. That's a team record. Hurt says Woolen has had to work, even though he's a defensive back, he's had to work on catching the football.
Funny point. When we first got here and rookie mini camp and going through OTAs and whatnot, he couldn't catch a cold in Alaska. It was rough. So he was dropping everything, and I'm sitting there looking at the film like, this damn guy has stone hands. So I was messing with him every day. But the thing about him, so he sees Marquise Goodwin and the receivers out here, and they're hitting the tennis balls off the wall. So he just joins in on that. And then he sees guys on the jugs machine start catching balls off the jugs. And then the quarterback's throwing on the football, and then he's come full circle. So the work ethic, it's not just the talent, but it's the work ethic. Obviously, that's helping his development and putting it in. And obviously, Carl Scott is doing a hell of a job with him as well. So now he's got great hands because he put in the time. He's put in the work at it.
Seahawks and the Panthers, 1:25 kickoff at Lumen Field on Fox. How about Baker Mayfield? He signed with the Rams earlier in the week, and then he leads L.A. on a 98-yard game-winning drive to beat the Raiders 17-16. That's pretty impressive. And the big marquee matchup, Tom Brady, the GOAT, will be heading to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. The Monday night game has a division game, at least for the Cardinals anyway. They'll take on New England at 5:15 on the Entertainment and Sports and Programming Network. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 28 minutes after the hour. For the obscure holiday, I had 5 to choose from. It's International Anti-Corruption Day. It's Christmas Card Day. This is the day that the Postal Service recommends that you get your Christmas cards in the mail to guarantee it's going to get there on time. It's National Pastry Day. It's National Salesperson Day. But today is International Lost and Found Day. That photo that you see is from the Lost and Found Department at SeaTac. Yeah. Interesting facts about the things that we lose. The average person spends about 10 minutes a day looking for something. For others less, others more. The most common lost items anywhere, not necessarily the airport, but anywhere. Number 1, your phone. Number 2, your keys. Number 3, your glasses. Every week, 12,000 laptop computers are lost in U.S. airports, and in Chicago alone last year, 120,000 cell phones were left behind in taxi cabs. From SeaTac Airport alone, this is pretty interesting. This is the last statistical year that we have. Of the 12,000 or 13,000 or so items that were lost and then returned, 8,000 of those you lose at the TSA security checkpoint. You put the stuff in the plastic bin, you go through the thing, on the other side, and you forget to take something out. The top 5 recovered items at SeaTac: electronics, your driver's license, clothes, luggage, and suitcases. The top 5 lost items: clothing, electronics, canes and walkers, luggage, and keys. lost and found. Almost every significant business or anything that gathers a lot of people in any one place will have a lost and found department. It's the bottom of the hour. Today in history, if you're a newspaper editor, publisher, and you write stories about how the local politicians are in bed with the local mob, you may find yourself in trouble. Walter Liggett was the owner and operator of a local newspaper in the Twin Cities, and he published a bunch of exposés saying that all the politicians are in bed with the main mobster, Isidore Blumenfield. Isidore Blumenfield said, "I will pay you if you stop writing these stories." Walter Liggett said, "Nope, I'm going to keep writing them because I know, Mr. Blumenfield, you and the politicians are in bed to one another." Finally, he got beat up a couple of times by Blumenfield's henchmen, and finally Blumenfield said, "I'm going to take care of this myself." And on December 9th, 1935, Walter Liggett was shot to death by a submachine gun outside of his apartment in Minneapolis. 4 witnesses identified Isidore Blumenfield as the gunman. He was acquitted. That's how it was in 1935. 57 years ago today, here's the ad. A Charlie Brown Christmas debuts on network television on CBS on the evening of Thursday, December 6, 1965. Sponsored by Coca-Cola. A couple of weeks before the show was set to air, they sat down in the screening room at CBS with CBS executives and Coca-Cola executives and the people who put the Charlie Brown Christmas special together. And the folks at Coke and the folks at CBS said, "This is awful. There's so much wrong with this. We need more action. We need professional voice actors. You use kids. There's jazz music in it. It's really slow. Linus quotes from the Bible. You can't be having that." And CBS and Coke wanted to make wholesale changes to the show. But the creators said, "You can't. It's a cartoon. It takes months and months to put together. If you want to put it on your network, you're going to have to put it on the network as is." And Coca-Cola and CBS said, what the heck. Thank goodness their gut reaction was wrong. A Charlie Brown Christmas, 57 years old today. And 43 years ago today, the World Health Organization makes it official: smallpox eradicated from the planet. A major, major success there. It's 32 minutes after the hour. Birthdays. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too. Margaret Hamilton, the Wicked Witch of the West. From The Wizard of Oz, scared the bejesus out of me when I was a kid. Turns out she was a wonderful, warm lady. Everybody loved her. She was a school teacher before she became an actress. Margaret Hamilton, born in the state in 1902, died in 1985 at the age of 82. My favorite of all speakers of the House, Tip O'Neill. This guy knew how to get stuff done, and he knew how to get along with the Republican Party. He was the Speaker of the House from 1977 to 1987. Tip O'Neill, who famously said, "All politics is local." Born in the state in 1912. Kirk Douglas lived to the age of 103, probably the last of the great Hollywood actors from Hollywood's golden age. Kirk Douglas, born in the state in 1916. Dick Buckus, considered by many perhaps the greatest football player ever, certainly the greatest linebacker in football history. The great Dick Buckus is 80 years old today. And John Malkovich, one of my favorite actors, is 69 years old today. Happy birthday to John. Going to take a break. Mike Minotti has got an opinion, and then we're going to talk baseball, because why not? Ali Shank from the Wenatchee Apple Sox will join me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
At Wine Girl Wines, our #1 goal is to make sure every customer leaves with a smile on their face. From our Bavarian-style menu to our vast selection of wines, beers, ciders, and cigars, there's something for everyone. So bring the family, sit by the fire, and enjoy a relaxing evening.
At Local Grounds Coffee Company, they serve quality coffee, teas, and food items to get your morning started right. Stop by and try one of their signature drinks that will warm you up on these cold, snowy days. They look forward to seeing you soon at Local Grounds Coffee Company.
The Culinary Apple is your stop for custom gift boxes with treats for everyone on your list. How about a locally grown, locally made gift box with apples, fudge, and cinnamon glazed nuts? Let the Culinary Apple help you put together the perfect gift for this holiday season.
Come to Willow and see our wonderful selection of home decor, fragrances, beautiful jewelry, and adorable baby items and clothing. So much to choose from and an experience that is memorable and inviting. It's all here in the heart of Chelan.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Alignment Pros and Express Lube. You'll get 5-star quality service every day. Brakes, alignments, shocks, struts. Napa certified shop with warranty parts. From front to back, Alignment Pros offers a variety of services for your daily vehicle to your custom car. And waiting for service is no problem in their upstairs waiting room. Enjoy a hot or cold beverage, sit down with a good book, or play a game of pool. Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Look for their holiday specials online.
This is Mike, Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I've seen a lot of social media posts, and I've heard people say, Jesus is the same today and yesterday and forever, and basically saying that Christianity doesn't change due to societal or cultural changes. In other words, for example, what some of these folks are really saying is that Jesus has never liked gay people, and he doesn't like them now. Well, I agree that Jesus is the same and doesn't change, but what needs to change is any of these churchy attitudes that denies that God's grace and reconciliation are available to everyone regardless of who they are, even if some current evangelical folks don't like some of them. This is Mike, Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
I'm Brian Thorpe, and I'm proud to say that Global Car Care is growing. We always do the right thing, and because of that, we're busy, and it's time to hire an experienced automotive technician. We spend as much time with our coworkers as we do our own family. I want them to understand they're not a number here. They're a person with a family, and I want them to be part of this family too. Do you want an owner that understands and respects what you do every day? I'm that guy. Our compensation is the best in the area. I want you to have your career with us.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa end of the year blowout sale is going on now. Spas are scientifically proven to improve sleep and ease arthritis pain. Let us help you find the perfect spa today. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa is helping families reconnect, one hot tub at a time.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Ho, ho,
ho! Santa wants you to shop at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. They have a huge variety of fun Christmas items in their Christmas cottage. There's so much to choose from, and it changes day to day. Santas and snowmen, holiday dishes and decor, village pieces and ornaments. To add to your collection or start something new, you can't beat the prices. What's old is new again for you in the Christmas cottage at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, independent agent at Springwater Insurance Group. And at Springwater, we really enjoy being independent, because what that means is that we become an educator and a teacher for Medicare plans, in fact, all plans. So if you have questions about perhaps changing your coverage, going to a new plan, at Springwater Insurance Group, we can teach you all your choices. And we give you the option, would you like to give us a call, maybe have a Zoom meeting? Whatever way works best for you, give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group.
Are you raising a grandchild or another relative's child? If so, kinship programs may be available for your family. Kinship care is the full-time care of children by relatives. Kinship care maintains family, cultural, and community ties. It's the oldest form of family preservation and an important safety net for children whose parents are either unable or unwilling to care for them. To learn more about kinship care or to find a support group near you, please contact Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether,
we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Welcome back to the program. It is the depths of December. It is snow on the ground. It's cloudy. It's gray. It's time to talk baseball, of course, as we transition into the holiday season, and to talk Apple Sox baseball specifically. General Manager of the Wenatchee Apple Sox, an old friend of our program, Allie Shank. Hello, Allie.
Hello, Dan. Thanks for having me on.
Allie, of course, is a synonym for the greatest, as is Allie. What do you do this time of the year? I mean, it's the season ended in August. We made the playoffs. We love that. Mitch did a great job. Had a good year. Now what? What do you do between September and first pitch come June?
Lots of stuff. Just, always doing different things to kind of set up everything for the season. So do a lot of the operational stuff that just has to be set in stone, kind of setting up our hotels, having our visiting teams set up for when they're coming in. Now that we officially have our schedule out, that's been nice because I'm actually able to kind of sit down instead of talking these non-tangible things. I'm actually able to talk about specific dates and exactly when we're looking at things on the calendar, so that's nice. But
yeah, it should be pointed out that there is some downtime in the wintertime for Allie, but really not that much. Because once the season starts, you work every day. There is no off day, really, for you, even when you're on the road.
Yes.
There's no off days for you guys.
No
so you
days.
basically work every day for 3 months.
Mm-hmm. No, I did take a nice little chunk of time off, so I got to go visit family, which was
cool.
Very nice.
Back in Georgia?
Yeah, but I just went back east. I did a trip up to Maine to visit family that they were all kind of visiting up there all together, so it was nice.
Good.
Not really family reunion, but kind of along those lines. So got to see the new nephew, got to see the new babies in the family. Which
I was happy I remembered Georgia.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you did. That was
I
good.
did good. Speaking of Georgia, this has nothing to do with Georgia. How's Joel doing? He's in the Midwest. Joel Norman, Stormy Joel Norman, the broadcasting voice and media relations for the Apple Sox. He's got more than one job. It's not just the Apple Sox. He's back in Nebraska calling hockey, right?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's with the USHL team over there, so he's liking it a lot. I don't know how much he'll like it once it starts to get down into the 10s and the 5s and the negative 10s, because
and he played a significant role in bringing Austin Droughty to the Wenatchee Wild. They're old broadcasting buddies, Joel and Austin are. And when Austin thought about it, he got a hold of Joel, and Joel said, "You're going to like it here in Wenatchee. They're good people, and it's a good town." So he lied, but Austin got the gig. And Austin Droughty, voice of the Wenatchee Wild. Good guy. It's a nice call. Good. So thank you to Joel for helping expedite that.
Oh, yeah. And actually, when Joel's going to be visiting for Christmas, and Austin, and I think are going to go grab a beverage and go hang out.
Well, when Joel comes into town for the holidays, if he wants to do the show, I'm booked. Whatever day it is, I'm sure I'm lucky. I'm kidding. We love Joel. Mitch is coming back. Mitch Darlington, the first ever coach in Apple Sox history in his first season to lead the team to a playoffs. Even Ed Nags didn't do that, the legendary Ed Nags. So it probably wasn't too hard after the season was over. He took a couple of weeks off. Then you sat down with Mitch in September and said, "You want to come back?" Was it how hard a negotiation was it?
It wasn't that hard. We actually sat down in the middle of the season and talked about that anyways. Once he kind of figured out what was going on, we sat down mid-July, end of July, I guess, kind of beginning of August, and just said, "Okay, you ready to come back?" And he just said that he would love to be back. He's really excited to see what next year brings, especially after being the first head coach to take his team in the first season out to the playoffs. That's really cool. So we were really excited about that, and he's just excited to do better next year. So we're hoping for an actual championship arrival, but no, we're thrilled to have Mitch back, and we have some new coaches coming on. So
I'm glad the fact that you offered Mitch. It's your job if you want it, essentially. So that's the kind of thing that we like.
He was. He's such a great person. Mm-hmm. He's a great coach, and he's just a wonderful asset to have around. And he's very connected to the community, which is a really big thing that we've learned here. Is just you have to have those community connections because it's such a big deal here.
We've interviewed Mitch, as you see on screen, a number of times in the last summertime. One of the things I noticed when I was observing him with the team taking practice and stuff like that, he understands the fine line between we're playing baseball and we're having fun, but on the other hand, we want to win games, and you guys want to improve your skill set to improve your marketability to do your baseball career. That's a tough balance to strike, but Mitch seems to do that okay.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. And he's really about growing these people as humans too, and just making them better people. Just not just on the baseball field, but also in real life too. So he's a really good person to just shape these young men into the better baseball players and also better people.
And it's not an easy job because I think most people know, for the uninitiated, at the early part of the season, there's a huge roster turnover because most of the players that have agreed to come to the Apple Sox are still playing college ball. Then they come, then they play, and then the last 10 days of the season, a lot of them have to go back to school to either begin fall ball or just to take a break before school begins. So when you're dealing with that kind of roster turnover, you got maybe 50, 60 guys on the roster during the course of the year. It's not easy.
No, it's not. I think we had about 57 guys come through the Sox this past year and wear Apple Sox jerseys, and so that was a big change. In the years past, we've had a few less guys, but it's always just that's the way college baseball is going nowadays because guys have to have time off. Their college coaches want them to have a certain amount of time where they get a break, where they can rest and rehab a little bit because they are just playing nonstop throughout the year, and then all of a sudden they turn around, come here and play basically every day, and it's hard on your body, and they have to take a break at some point.
Yeah, so. Even if you're just 19 or 20 years old, it's still not a very easy thing to do. Thank goodness they love the game. The 2023 schedule is out, and you can go to applesox.com. It's right there. You can check it out. Already start picking out your season ticket packages and stuff like that. Talk about the schedule making process when the teams from the WCL get together. I suppose they have one big meeting somewhere at a central location and everybody hashes out what they want, or does Rob Nyer just do it? How does that whole thing work?
So actually, Jose, the Apple Sox owner, is kind of an instrumental person in putting together the schedule, but the WCL teams do all kind of meet as one. The owners meet as a group, and they deal with blackout dates. They talk about if they want to be on specific weekends at home, stuff like that. But you don't really have that much flexibility in terms of scheduling because you really are. It's 16 teams that we all want home dates on weekends.
Everybody wants to play at home on Friday and Saturday. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but so some of the owners get together, and Jose kind of built an algorithm that he used to kind of piece together the blackout dates, piece together all the different pieces of information that have to go into the scheduling from the different teams' perspectives, and so they send it out. People kind of vote on it from the league, and so it comes back with a bunch of red marks. Goes out again with a new schedule format, comes back with a bunch of red marks again. So that process kind of continues throughout until we all just kind of agree that this is the best schedule for everyone. So it's a lot of give and take, but it's about a 2-month process that really does take a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of energy from a lot of people, not just one person, because it used to just be one person, and I think that was awful for everyone because there was just not a lot of give and take. And we also have 16 teams now in the league, which before we were dealing with 8 to 12 teams, just depending on which year you were in. And so just having that many more teams to coordinate has been really difficult, I think. But they've made it all work. So
plus 16 teams, 16 stadiums, and a lot of these stadiums, as you mentioned before, have other tenants who say, hey, I need this date because I'm having an American Legion tournament or the circus is in town or whatever. So it's not necessarily as easy as that. The team just gets to pick the dates, and the ballpark is going to be there for them. There's other.
Yep, because we share with the college, and so the college, if they have different tournaments or different things that they're running, we do have to kind of make sure that we're working with them and make sure that we're just working together. But a lot of other teams definitely do have that. So it is a lot of give and take, but like I said, just a lot of red marks going back, rehashing. That's just the way life works. So.
Just a reminder, if you want to circle a date, opening night is June 20th. Non-league, of course, they played a lot of non-league games early.
What?
And then there's the schedule right there. Point out the schedule.
Dan, June 20th is not opening date.
Not June. I said June 2nd, and I meant June 2nd. That's the Bend Elks. But the home opener is when, Allie?
June 6th.
June 6th.
June 6th.
So, and where's July? Where's the July 4th thing?
July 3rd we have a fireworks night. We're also going to be doing a fireworks night on June 9th.
Oh, two of them this year.
Kick off the whole season, too.
I love that.
Yeah. And before fire season.
Yeah, really. So fans, take a look at that schedule. Again, go to applesox.com and you can look at the schedule. And then you can start picking out your tickets, your ticket packages, the season tickets, the double play packages. Walk me through all that good stuff.
Yeah, so we do have a few different packages available online right now. We do have a double play package, which has 10 general admission tickets that are good for any game in 2023, even playoff games, whatever happens there. So they are you can use them all at once. You can use them sporadically throughout the season, but it's a $60 package, and so you kind of get more tickets for a better value than what you would pay for face value at the gates. And then otherwise, we do have our just season ticket packages available, so if you want more information about those, you can call our office at 509-665-6900, or you can also just reach out to me, and we can kind of go over the different packages, but typically we just have our general admission and our premium season package. And then we also are going to be offering our single game tickets starting the beginning of April, and so that's just something to look forward to, but no official specific dates yet that we can actually solidly pick.
I understand. But there's also a way you can just guarantee yourself season tickets. That's become a billet family. If you're a billet family, you get season tickets among other things. So it's that traditional, you got a bed and a refrigerator and a bathroom. We'd love to hear, the Apple Sox love to hear from you, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. We always are looking, and we actually, for baseball, we try to call them host parents. And so we love just hearing from more parents and families that want to host a baseball player. It's a really cool experience. We always hear from our host families about, the weddings or the different events that they've gone to from previous host kiddos, and so it's just a really cool experience, and guys really love it. They get to really be a part of this family, and so it's a really cool way for them to really meet the community too, because they're only here for 2 to 3 months, and so it's a really nice way for them to really be introduced just to the Wenatchee Valley in general.
And it's not a huge inconvenience for host families, because as Allie mentioned, they have the games, but half the games are on the road, and even when they're at home, the guys will do batting practice, or they have to be at the ballpark 3 hours before first pitch, so it's not like they're just hanging around your couch and eating you out of house and home. They're
pretty sure they sleep most of the day. So.
Yeah, they do sleep most of the day. But one of the things that you get as a host family is you get season tickets, which means you get the best seats in the house right down there. If you got kids, they get to go to the youth camps for free, all that good stuff.
Yep. You know the drill, Dan.
I know the drill, Dan. Well, I've seen the kids in the kids camp. They just love it.
Oh, our kids camps are awesome.
What do you have there on the table? What is that?
We have some new merchandise on our online store right now, but we do have an ugly sweater. A nice little.
That is ugly.
Ugly. Wow. Hey. But the perfect holiday sweater for oh my goodness. Here.
That's perfect right there. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I like that.
Perfect holiday sweater for your little party this winter. So.
You guys moved offices. You're in the same complex, but you moved from
Yes.
one part to the other. Did you find a bunch of stuff you didn't know was in there? You know how it is when you're in the same location
so
for 20
much stuff.
years.
You know what? I found stuff from like 1999. It was great. Yeah, some wires.
Did you find any of my old paychecks that I never cashed?
Probably. I tossed them.
So can you do a lot of this online? I mean, everybody's pointing and clicking now. Is that just the way to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can come in person though. You can.
You have
head on
regular
down.
office hours. They'd love to see, call in advance maybe.
10 to 4 is normally when, sometimes 9 to 4, but it's typically 10 to 4 is a good time to
And
catch
just
me at the
basically
office.
every piece of merchandise that you have, be it T-shirts or jerseys or hats or anything baseball related, there at the office, so you
Yes.
can get it right there.
Yes, right then and there.
Okay.
Perfect.
And complimentary gift wrap.
I can maybe consider it.
I'm making out to commit to something that she doesn't want to commit to. Mitch is coming back, plus a new coach. The schedule is out there. Billet families, Merry Christmas from the Apple Sox. What else do we need to talk about before we cut you loose and let you go back to work and take care of the dog? Did we get everything taken care of?
You didn't talk about the Mariners at all.
Well, hey, they.
You didn't talk. You normally bring up
I
the
do. I
Mariners
usually throw a little
bit.
Mariner action in. Be honest with you, I've been following the World Cup.
Oh,
So,
okay. That was very exciting.
That was, and it still is. The Americans are out of it, but I'm a World Cup guy. Mariners are doing fine. They'll be great. They'll be, they made the playoffs. We like that.
I know.
And hopefully the Apple Sox will return to the postseason and make a deeper run than they did last time. It's fun when you're one of the 4 best teams in the league.
It is fun.
It is fun.
It is very fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to win, right?
Playoffs are better than not playoffs. Let's just put it that way.
Yes.
Allie Shank, everybody, give her a big hand. Again, applesox.com, and everything is there that you need to know. But I would recommend that you download the schedule. You can just right-click it and save the image as and start picking out your dates and get your tickets so you can get the best seats in the house for Apple Sox baseball celebrating summer 1 inning at a time. That makes Joel proud of you, right?
Yes, it does.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill, located in East Wenatchee. Highlander Golf Course has added 2 state-of-the-art full swing simulators. Food and drink service is available from our full-service bar and grill, offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Indoor and outdoor seating available. Call Shalane, our on-site coordinator, to schedule your special event.
Brett Young, 5 Tour 321. Friday, May 12th at Town Toyota Center in Wenatchee with special guests Morgan Evans and Ashley Cook. Tickets on sale now at the box office, by phone, or towntoyotacenter.com.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Couple of minutes left before we send you on your way on this Friday, the 9th day of December. And if you're just joining us, it's going to snow. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning. That's the most serious of the 3 tiers that they use. It starts at 4 o'clock this afternoon, goes until 7 o'clock tonight, and the brunt of the snow, the most of the snow in this rather interesting system is going to be right here in north central Washington. We're going to get quite a bit of it. It's going to start snowing about 4. By about 8, it's going to come down, they say, in the overnight hours anyway. The snow's going to fall at the rate of about 1 inch an hour. Cold air trapped in the Wenatchee Valley floor and in the north central Washington area. Warm, moist air coming up from the southwest. Those two are going to mix together right over our area. And here comes the snow. A couple of inches this afternoon, and then an additional 4 to 7 inches possible tonight. So in the valley, 6 to 10 inches of snow by the time this event is over with. Waterville, you're going to see 10 to 15 inches of snow. And the mountain passes, especially Snoqualmie Pass, is going to get quite a bit of snow as well. So just be warned. It's going to be hard to get from point A to point B overnight tonight and for probably most of Saturday. Real quickly, from our friends at Apple Valley Honda, your forecast is calling for snow. And you can look at the temperatures, and you're going to scratch your head, but this is what happens as you get warmer and warmer into the evening hours. 26 and 28, again, snow. Snow tapers off by about noon on Saturday. We warm up a little bit on Sunday, and then we get really cold next week. Have a great and safe weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.